Hello and welcome to the Best Thing From podcast. I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And are you quite finished with your gambling addiction you've got going on there, little fella?
Look, I like to have a quick game of Monopoly on the Lotto website before we record. It gets me in the mood for the podcast.
How much does a game of Monopoly on there cost you?
£2.
And how much did you win?
That particular time, nothing, but I'm probably up overall because I often win.
Consult your spreadsheet. Let's have a look. You've not got a gambling spreadsheet?
No, why would I have one?
So you know if you're winning or losing.
I just assume.
For all you know, you could have a gambling problem.
Nah, I'm alright.
How often do you play Monopoly on there?
Not as often as I'd like to.
How often's that? Because we delayed the start of the show so you could squeeze in a quick game for no apparent reason. I don't know why that happened.
I was on Twitter and I got a reminder on there. Someone popped up saying that there was that special 100 millionaire thing, Euro Millions tomorrow. So I added it to my Lotto.
And that got your gambling
no,
finger
I had £2
going.
spare, so I thought, Monopoly time.
I see. It took an extraordinarily long time for you to play.
It was only when you were sat there waiting for me, I thought, there's probably much quicker ways to gamble on this site.
Much quicker ways to lose £2. You could have given me £2 for using my internet.
I could have just used one of their scratch card ones where you click it and it scratches it for you and you get.
Do you get to scratch it yourself with the mouse?
Well, you can do, I think, or you can just reveal it. I can't remember now.
I'd like to scratch it with the mouse.
Do
they have a Windows 8 version where you can rub the screen?
That'd be quite cool, wouldn't
That would be amazing. I'd spend all my money on pretend scratch cards if that was the case.
If we're not back the week after next, it's because I won.
Well, I'll still be here.
Yeah, but I owe you 10%, don't I?
Yeah, if I win the lottery, I'm giving up work and carrying on with the show. It's not the other way round.
That's a good point. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I'll be here full time.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing?
7 days a week.
8 shows a day.
I'll be telling you what foie gras tastes like, whatever it's called.
Yeah, exactly. I won the lottery twice last week.
Really?
The Euro Millions, I won. It's bizarre amounts you win on the Euro Millions.
It is, isn't it?
I won £5.80 and then £4.60.
Was it the same amount of numbers? Because I get that. Like, sometimes I get
know.
2 numbers and a star or whatever.
I'm one of these people who's just asking to get their winnings stolen from them because I just go into the shop the next time I'm buying a ticket and say, just check that one for me.
Yeah, I do that sometimes, and I think she ain't going to tell me if it's a jackpot.
Someone went to jail for that the other day. Did you see it on the news? Someone in a shop did that trick with a millionaire ticket. They went to jail for 25 years for taking it.
Probably one of mine. They've not told me. They've just banged out for 25 years and gone, stick the money in the heap. We'll never find him. We're on iTunes now. If only he had a podcast and we could track him down.
It is the first place you look for lottery winners. That's basically, I would say, about 80% of all the podcasts on iTunes are people who've won the lottery and don't have anything else to do with their time now.
That's it. I mean, I'd be on my yacht in the middle of the ocean just telling people what the sea looked like.
Would it change from episode to episode? Would every episode be that?
Still blue. It's raining sideways. Stuff like that.
Nice. Waitrose do that in a strange way.
What, look at the sea?
I don't know how they look at the sea. I didn't check. But while I was in there doing my ticket the other day, I wanted to... when they told me I had winnings, I wanted to use those winnings to buy my next ticket. But they don't do that. They open a separate secret till for lottery winnings, which is in the middle. It's on the kiosk there in Waitrose, in the centre of Peterborough.
Million sitting in there, cool, 25 million. Just
I imagine so. This is the Waitrose in Queensgate, for anyone who's interested. Queensgate, Peterborough, that is. Between the two tills. So they took my money out of there and then charged me on the next till for my next ticket. Very confusing. It was a 2-till transaction. I don't think I've ever done one of them before. But in Tesco, 3 days later, when the ticket that I bought in Waitrose also turned out to be a winner, the lady behind the counter said, do you want to use that towards your next ticket? Yes, I do. Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. And there was no separate till. So, who's right, who's wrong, Waitrose or Tesco? I imagine, Waitrose are probably doing it the right way, aren't they? Tesco have got some lottery scam going.
No, my corner shop does it the way you said, so I imagine it's Waitrose in the wrong.
But Waitrose are designed for the middle classes, they can't be wrong.
They probably just think you don't really need the money, you're middle class if you're in here.
Yeah. What is it? Obviously, this week's show is about Waitrose. In Waitrose, when you buy something, they give you a little green token.
Do I look like the kind of man who shops in Waitrose often?
Well, no, that's why I'm telling you about it.
I do know about the tokens.
But it's a little green token that you then go and put in a container, and it's a charity donation or something, isn't it? When you go through the do-it-yourself till, what the hell are they called? The DIY till.
Self-service checkout.
There you go. When you go through the self-service, they should have a big tub of them on top of the
Just
on top of the counter. Yeah, if I stole them, would I be rich, or do I have to give it to charity?
No, because they're only working out who's got what percentage of the money they've got in the pot. aren't
So
they?
I can't sell them back to Waitrose. If I nick them all, I can't sell them back.
No.
Sell them to middle-class people milling around doing their shopping.
You could probably try swapping out the picture in there for like our website, and then just seeing if they think, oh well, we had the Sick Children's Trust on here, but it says Mature Gamer, it says Best Thing From. Let's just give it to them instead.
That's a good plan.
Probably work.
To Waitrose it is then, I suppose. We'll take a short break and we'll be back when we're done in Waitrose. Waitrose closes early. That's another thing about Waitrose.
It's because middle class people sleep a lot.
They don't shop after 6 o'clock.
No, they're asleep.
What happens if it gets to 10 past 6 and you need to buy some asparagus?
They don't. They're asleep.
Interesting.
The more money you get, the more you sleep.
They've got
basically.
bad uniforms in there as well. You familiar with the uniform in Waitrose?
I couldn't picture it off the top of my head. I've probably been in there
It's
about
beige.
5 times in my life.
It's beige. Yeah. It looks like they designed the uniforms back in the early 90s and haven't touched them since.
Again, I think that's because middle class people don't see colour; they just see like dogs. You're colourblind.
I am.
There you go. That's the answer.
And I'm a wealthy man.
Exactly. The wealthier you get, again, you don't see colours when you're wealthy. You sleep a lot. You basically turn into a dog.
So, in 2 weeks' time, when you come back with your lottery winnings, you're going to be dressed all in beige
And I'll
and
be a proper
asleep.
sheepdog. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be asleep all the time.
Interesting. Well, that was 6 minutes on Waitrose. I think that's
They've earned their money
that's
this
our
week, or we've earned
contractual
their money.
obligation to them, wasn't it? How are you on this fine summer's evening, young man?
I'm good. It's officially summer now
Why?
because my wife's finished work, so she takes over all the kid duties, and I get to just lounge around. I got up at 1 today.
You're a
No one was there when I
disgrace.
got up. It was very bizarre.
Where were they?
I had to decide whether or not I had a family. I woke up and I thought, did I make them up? Was that a dream? Am I just laying in a house on my own? Can't remember.
Where
Not
were
really
they?
sure. I don't know. Didn't ask. I got home
When did they come back?
about 5ish.
So who made your breakfast or brunch? Did you have breakfast or lunch
No,
or
I had a
both?
tuna sandwich. I went straight to lunch. Although we had no butter, so I had to use extra mayo.
I wouldn't mind that so much.
Mm.
I used to do that all the time, have mayonnaise instead of butter on my sandwiches. I used to think it was healthy.
What annoys me a little bit is we brought tuna in spring water instead of tuna in oil.
Just add salt, I imagine, don't you?
I wanted it in oil, though.
Oh, I don't buy it in oil. That's a bit wrong. That's unnecessary
Beautiful.
calories, sir.
Well, no, I squeezed the oil out. But
Well, just pour some oil
tuna's
over
just
it.
nice, then.
I have it in brine.
But yeah,
That's
no, I
good for
thought-
the old blood pressure, having it in brine.
But spring water, it's alright, it's clean, but yeah, I like it.
It's not the natural environment of a tuna. I don't know if I approve.
I wondered this. I kind of thought, so what, you've taken it out of the salt water, you've leant over the oil, and you've just put it into a bottle of spring water instead. It just seems a bit unnecessary. Not tap water would be easier and just as clean,
It
surely.
probably was tap water.
Yeah, they're saying spring water.
What brand of tuna was it? Was it from Waitrose?
No, it was that, what's it called one, the proper tuna that I can't remember what the make of that is. It was on offer, so my wife just got the proper...
The one that
tuna.
£4 in the 4-pack for $3.99 instead
Yeah,
of $7.99.
blue
It's
tin.
always on offer because no one would ever pay £8 for 4 cans of tuna. If you've ever paid £8 for 4 cans of tuna, I want you to tweet at the show at Best Thing From and just tell us why.
And if you do, why not get the steaks instead? They're like a £5. I don't even know why we didn't just do that. Tuna steaks are awesome. They look like how I envisaged dinosaur meat would look.
I once had a terrible accident with a tuna steak because I haven't had it since.
Okay, what did you do with it?
You know those fish grill things that you use on the barbecue? Where you put it basically opens up and it's a grill on both sides and then you put your piece of fish in the middle, close the grill, move the little metal loop over it so that it clamps it down and you've got a grill on both sides.
Yep.
So you can put your piece of fish on the barbecue, turn it over without the fish falling apart. Did you know the little bit of metal that holds them together gets quite hot?
I imagine it would on a barbecue.
Yeah, I know that now. It was on my finger that I've also sliced in half and put a car cigarette lighter on. It's basically my finger that has no feeling. It's also I'm tapping it on the table to demonstrate. That's proof it's got no feeling for you there. But yeah, I've got no feeling and no fingerprint on that finger, so if I ever need to commit a crime or
That's
do
not
anything
good,
painful,
definitely.
I use that finger. But it is quite handy because it means I can just take a tea bag out of a cup of tea just with that finger, just whoop, have it out,
You know,
can't
I
feel
just
it.
do that anyway. It hurts me, but I do it.
Well, you need one of these fingers. What you need is to slice it down to the bone when you're cutting a cabbage for Porky the guinea pig, when you're about 14. Then, a year later, you need to be sat there, having just driven down to the New Forest on a family camping holiday, sit there in a car sulking because you're a miserable 15-year-old. No, I'm not going to help put up the awning. I'm going to sit in the car and read NME and wear sunglasses even though it's raining. I wonder if that cigarette lighter is hot. Pull it out. What do you know? It bloody is. I'll nip over to the shop and ogle the girl who works in there because she's not yet a sad 30-something.
There's continuity there.
There you go, exactly. Can you tell I listened to last week's show while I was in the shower this morning?
Why did you do that?
Well, when do you listen to it?
I don't.
Well, how do you know what we said?
I was on it.
Yeah, but when you listen to it back, you find out all these other things that you didn't realise we said at the time. It's quite entertaining. Thinking, I don't remember talking about that. I'm not sure that happened.
I had this discussion with someone the other day. They asked me, do I ever listen to them back? And I said, well, the only times I ever have, I've realised all the things I say, and then I stop. So, yeah.
Sometimes I have to listen to it back, because when I'm writing up the little blurb that goes on iTunes, I genuinely can't remember what we've talked about. I'm thinking, okay, this episode was about sweets. What the hell did we talk about? I know sweets were mentioned, but probably not until the last 10 or 15 minutes. What on earth did we fill that first half of the show with? And I have to listen to it back to find out.
So yeah, we were talking about the fact my family disappeared, and then tuna, weren't we?
Yeah. See, I need to write this down so I don't need to listen back to the show.
Tuna steaks again, they're awesome. I also discovered swordfish isn't very expensive. It sounds like it would be something that, if you say to people, I've had swordfish for dinner tonight, they think, oh, look at
I've just told you that I've had an accident with tuna. If I have eat something with sword in the title, I'm going to die.
Well, again, I thought, when I said to us, you can get swordfish for, I think it was, again, like £6 for quite a bit of it. It was our anniversary, and I thought, I want the head as well, please. But no, they just gave us a couple of steaks of it, and it was nice, it was good.
Nice. How does one prepare a swordfish?
The same way you prepare tuna steak, you just fry it. Or
That's
a normal
not.
steak.
Well, I think you'll find the way I prepare tuna steak is I have a little bit of olive oil, squeeze a lemon and a lime, a little bit of salt and pepper, dab it on both sides, wang it in the dangerous device on the barbecue, boom, boom, boom. Do you like it a little bit red in the middle still?
No.
No? I like it a little bit pink and like a medium tuna steak. I eat my tuna the way I eat my cow.
I eat cow quite rare.
Well, there you go then. You should try tuna quite
I
rare.
don't know how
It's
I
a
do
delight.
tuna. I just do it until it looks like it's done. I don't know what that is. As I say, to me it looks like dinosaur meat, so I just kind of sit there thinking about that and imagining I'm chasing a T-Rex, catching it, cutting a steak out of it, and start thinking of the Flintstones.
Is that how you'd eat a T-Rex? I wouldn't cut it into steaks. I'd put an arm on the barbecue and I'd just eat an arm.
That'd be quite big to lift up, though.
Well, that's why I'm thinking I'll just have the arm, because the arm's quite weedy and small. I'm not
sorry,
going to eat a leg.
Yeah,
I'm not insane. I'm not going to eat a leg. I'll have the arm, thank you.
Tail of a T-Rex.
Sit there munching on a dinosaur finger. It'd be like having a rib. It'd be brilliant.
The tail would be quite cool, because you could cut down that, and it'd have those nice little
Natural
sort of
steaks.
circles in the middle. Yeah, they're proper.
Yeah, you could give the kids the tiny ones at the end that are basically just bone and skin, and being a full-grown man, you can have a meaty one from near the arsehole.
Slowly work your way up, and then have a feast at the top.
Did dinosaurs have penises?
They must have done. They laid eggs, but the men didn't. They must have done.
I need you to find out.
Do you want me to look it up?
I think you should look it up, because I need to know that now. Talking of penises and eggs, I've always wondered about chickens.
They do.
Do they have sex?
I think so.
But you don't know. Does anyone know?
Did dinosaurs have penises? Wiki Answers has an answer.
Okay, and what's the answer on Wiki
For the
Answers?
most part, no. Had cloaca, whatever the hell that is, which is a hole.
Right.
When mating, the two cloacas would be positioned together and the male would just release sperm.
Interesting. Is that how chickens do it?
How do chickens have sex?
I can't believe I've got to the ripe old age of 24 and never wondered how chickens have sex before.
They're like mammals. They mount the hen, takes 20 seconds. Chickens having sex is not a factor in getting eggs from a female chicken. The hen lays eggs no matter what. Without having sex with a male chicken, the eggs will not be fertile and won't shoot.
So cocks have cocks, is what you're saying.
I am. That's what I'm
Nice.
telling you.
And how does the chicken juice get around the crusty shell? Explain that one to me. Come on, you're on the internet there. This is such an informative podcast this week. These are the questions that I sit there mulling over. Are you typing crusty shell?
No, but what's making me chuckle is the questions are already coming up. How does sperm get into the chicken's egg? Wiki Answers again. Someone's already been there ahead of us.
And who was it?
The rooster chooses a hen and approaches her. He will do a little sidestep dance by spreading his wings slightly.
Puts
and
on a
lowering his
little
wings to touch the
smooth
ground.
soul music.
Not unlike the position a hen must take for his mount. He will then do his dance moving closer until he can grasp her by the neck feathers with his beak.
Right.
He will slightly peck her head to get her into a mating position.
Of course.
At this point, she should take a submissive position as close to the ground as possible